Hello again, everyone. Yat e bienvenidos and mabuhay. To begin with, I'd like to invite you all to join us this evening for the Drums of Summer celebration at the Newcomb Skyhawk Gym from 5:30 until 9:30 p.m. This is more than just an event. It's a celebration of our community coming together. You'll enjoy cultural festivities, grab free school supplies for pre-K through 12th grade students, and connect with valuable community resources. KTNN Radio will be there covering the event, so come be a part of the energy and celebration. I also want you to mark your calendars for our upcoming community engagement meetings. These aren't just meetings, they're opportunities for you to help shape the future of our district. On August 27th, our first meeting will be in Kirtland at the Von Wilson Technical Center. September 3rd will be at Shiprock Boardroom at the Central Administration Office, and on September 24th, we'll meet in the Newcomb Middle School gym. All meetings run from 5 o'clock till 8 p.m. Also, there's food. Your voice does matter in these conversations. For the rest of this little video, I'm going to share some of the successes from our students from last year's NMSSA, or New Mexico Measures of Student Success and Achievements test, that our 3rd through 8th grade students took last spring. This is a test that measures proficiency levels of our students in both reading, or language arts, and mathematics. You might get tired of me saying this, but I say it because I firmly believe it. I believe that our students can perform at levels that are equal to or better than the levels of students from across the state. So what I'm going to do is show you the results of our students at CCSD schools and compare these results to those of students across the state. And for the purposes of this video, I'll stick with the students who are proficient and advanced. I will highlight our top schools at each grade level in both reading and math, and we will project scores so you can follow along. Let's start with the 3rd grade. So let me describe what you're seeing right here. This is 3rd grade language arts, and I'm just going to call it reading. I'm going to kind of describe the slide. Over on the left, those are the abbreviations for our elementary schools. EBS is E.B. Stokely, JNE is Junie Nelson Elementary, KES is Kirtland Elementary School, then MESA, of course, is MESA, NAS is Nas Chitty, NES is Newcomb Elementary School, NIZ is Nijone, OHO is Ojo Amarillo. Then you'll see we have number tested, novice, nearing proficiency, proficient, and then advanced. And then over on the right, there's a column in red, and that is a total of both proficient and advanced. And that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'd like you to look at the very last line, what has the state numbers, and then if you go all the way to the right, 41% of our state was proficient and advanced. If you look at our schools, Junie Nelson had 41% proficient and advanced, so right at the state numbers. But a really great number is Newcomb Elementary School, who had 45% proficient and advanced students. Great job to those schools. Remember, all of our students can be at those state levels. On the next slide, we have 3rd grade math. In the 3rd grade math, once again, I'll ask you to look at the state proficient and advanced. We have 25%. None of our schools were at the state level. However, we did have a couple who came really close. Newcomb Elementary was at 21%, and Nijone Elementary at 20%. So just have a little bit further to go. Now you're looking at 4th grade language arts or reading. Once again, the important number down there is the 48% for the state, proficient and advanced. We didn't have any schools who were at 48, but we had some who were very close. Junie Nelson and Kirtland Elementary School both had 43% proficient and advanced, and E.B. Stokely had 40% proficient and advanced, so very close. In some of these schools, the numbers are a little bit lower, but they've actually made some really good gains. So even though they're a little below the state level, we're moving in the right direction. This next slide is 4th grade math. And in 4th grade math, again, the state proficient and advanced numbers are 28%. We had 2 schools, E.B. Stokely and Kirtland Elementary, who exceeded the state numbers. So good job to those schools. OHO is getting pretty close with 24% proficient and advanced. The next slide here is 5th grade reading. And in 5th grade reading, 42% of the state students were proficient and advanced. We had one school, Junie Nelson Elementary, who had 43% of the students who were proficient and advanced. And if you look down at Newcomb Elementary School, they're awfully close with 37% proficient in advanced of their students. On to fifth grade math. If you look at these fifth grade math numbers, once again, the state number, 33% of our students across the state were proficient in advanced. And at Judy Nelson, 38% is exceeding the state average. And Eva B. Stokely also exceeding the state average with 35% proficient in advanced. On to sixth grade reading. Sixth grade reading scores show that 46% of the students across the state were proficient in advanced. At Judy Nelson, 48% were proficient in advanced. On to sixth grade math. Again, looking at the bottom number there, the bottom number in red for the state, 33% proficient in advanced. We did have Oho Elementary with some pretty good number, They're 31% proficient in advanced. And then Judy Nelson, way ahead of the state with 40% of the students proficient in advanced. So good job there. On to seventh grade reading. In seventh grade reading, we didn't have anybody that were at the state average. State average of proficient in advanced was 44%. The closest we came was Kirtland Middle School and Newcomb Middle School, both with 31%. But in seventh grade math, we were a little bit closer. Once again, the state proficient in advanced was 27%. Kirtland Middle School just under with 24% in the seventh grade. On to eighth grade reading. Once again, the state proficient in advanced was 47%. Kirtland Middle School, right at the state average, 47% proficient in advanced. This is the last slide I'm going to show you. And it's eighth grade math, but it's not my favorite slide. If you look across, the state average of proficient in advanced was 17%, and our highest school was Kirtland Middle School with 13% proficient in advanced, and the other schools, we do have a ways to go. And that's all I'm going to show you for slides for right now. Again, it's important that we look at these kind of slides and we have these kind of talks because we feel like our students can do as well as students across the state. And as you have just seen in some areas, we have done as well as students across the state. So anyway, let's keep working and show that Central Consolidated students are improving, and let's broadcast that message to folks around the area. Anyway, that's all I have for today. See you next week. Hagone. Adios. Pahaman.